Okay, so let's just dive right in because this is big. A global superpower has just gone on the record accusing another of a massive, years-long cyber attack. And we're not talking about some low-level hack. We're talking about an attack aimed right at the heart of a nation's infrastructure. This isn't a movie plot, folks. This is the new reality in the digital Cold War between China and the United States.
So think about it for a second. How do you actually attack a whole country without ever firing a missile or deploying a single soldier? It's a pretty chilling question, right? Because the battlefields are changing. They're not just on land or at sea anymore. They're digital. The weapons, they're just lines of code. The answer, at least according to this accusation, is kind of mind-blowing. You go after time itself. You target the one single source of truth that keeps an entire country in sync, from the stock market all the way to military operations. You attack its heartbeat, the national clock.
All right, let's get into the specifics of what's going on here. This is not some vague rumor. China's Ministry of State Security, their MSS, has officially and very publicly pointed the finger directly at America's national security agency, the NSA. They're claiming the NSA orchestrated the whole thing, and just like that, a new, very public front has opened in their ongoing digital conflict.
And this really lays out the standoff perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have China's MSS making this incredibly detailed claim about a long-term, sophisticated cyber attack. And on the other side, well, so far just crickets. Absolute silence from the NSA and the U.S. government. Now, according to the MSS, this wasn't some quick smash-and-grab job. They allege this was a sustained campaign that ran for at least 2 years, kicking off back in 2022 and wrapping up in 2024. And it was only in 2025 that they decided to bring this all out into the open, turning a covert fight into a massive global headline. But let's pause for a second. Why all the drama about a time center? I mean, it doesn't sound nearly as exciting as hacking a power grid, right? Well, let me tell you, its importance is arguably even greater. To really get why this is such a big deal, you have to understand what this place actually does. So, put simply, the National Time Service Center is the country's official metronome. It is the one single place that creates and sends out the super precise, standardized time that, well, the entire nation runs on. And this is why it matters so much. Just imagine the chaos for a second. Stock trades executing at the wrong millisecond, wiping out fortunes. The entire energy grid becoming unstable because all its parts are out of sync. Transportation networks grinding to a halt. Defense communications going down. If you can control the clock, you basically control the rhythm of the entire country. It's a massive vulnerability. So, the big question is, how does China claim this incredibly sensitive facility was compromised? Well, the story they've laid out is fascinating. It involves a very specific method and, get this, a surprisingly specific set of tools. Let's break it down. The number at the heart of this whole accusation is 42. China's MSS is claiming the NSA didn't just use 1 or 2 bits of malware. Nope, they allegedly deployed a full arsenal of 42 distinct, specialized cyber weapons. And we're talking about some seriously sophisticated stuff here. Custom malware, zero-day exploits, things designed for one single purpose: to get in and take control. And here's the alleged 3-step game plan. First, infiltrate. The attackers supposedly found a weak spot in a messaging system on the personal smartphones of employees at the time center. Second, extract. They use that access to steal sensitive data right off those phones. And finally, penetrate. Armed with that stolen info and their specialized tools, they allegedly broke into the secure internal network and the core timing systems themselves.
Of course, an accusation this explosive doesn't just happen in a vacuum, right? It lands like a bombshell right in the middle of an already fragile geopolitical landscape. It's like pouring gasoline on the already simmering fire of U.S. China relations.
And trust me, China is not mincing words. This quote is directly from their Ministry of State Security, and it shows you exactly where they stand. They're not just reporting an incident, they're painting a picture of the U.S. as a serial cyber aggressor that points fingers at others to create a smokescreen for its own actions.
So, this is pretty much where we're at right now, a total standoff. China is adamant, claiming they have the receipts, the technical evidence to prove these explosive allegations. Meanwhile, the United States has chosen to stay completely silent. No public denial, no confirmation, not a single comment.
And the potential fallout here? Well, analysts are warning it could be significant.
For starters, it just adds another layer of tension to all the existing disputes over trade, tech, and Taiwan. If these claims are ever verified, it could be a major violation of international norms for cyber warfare. And maybe the scariest part? It just deepens the distrust in the digital systems that we all have to rely on every single day.
You know, this whole incident really forces us to zoom out and ask a much bigger question. Because when you look past the specifics of this one accusation, it's a pretty stark reminder that the very nature of war itself is changing right in front of our eyes.
As cybercrime expert Professor Trivani Singh puts it so well, the fight has moved online. He calls cyber espionage a geopolitical tool that's now used to disrupt entire economies and even shake public trust. This is it. This is the digital battlefield of the future.
And really, it all boils down to this simple, powerful idea. In this new era, the most dangerous weapons might not be physical at all. The ability to control, to steal, or to manipulate data can be every bit as destructive as any conventional military force. Which leaves us with one final, unsettling thought. When attacks are invisible, when you can't be 100% sure who the attacker is, and when the rules of engagement are basically being made up as we go, how are we supposed to navigate this new world of conflict? In this digital fog of war, who even gets to draw the battle lines anymore?